We've all seen wealthy people and at times wondered how their mindset differs from others to allow them to reach financial success. And in this video, we're going to explore what the rich do that the poor don't. Value of time. You all probably heard of the phrase, time is money, and the rich certainly focus on this as they like to focus their time on wealth building activities and prefer to delegate other tasks as they want to maximize their return on investment. The average Joe would like to micromanage, and you probably see these tendencies with some managers at work. If you're running a business, you cannot do everything. You will burn yourself out and not maximize your returns. In these situations, the rich would establish standing operating procedures for people to follow, so they could hand off this with the comfort that standards would be adhered to. Networking. You also probably heard of the phrase, your net worth is your network, which means the connections you build up will impact your financial success. Wealthy people build a network that provide advice and inform them of opportunities. The average Joe doing a 9-to-5 job will go to work, do these hours and then go home rather than building up relationships that can help them in the future. You should go to social events to get yourself known in your company and other events externally in your area of expertise to build connections. I know one person who was contracting in technology over a period of 6 years, who built up personal relationship with senior people at these companies they worked at, and when they decided to tender for these large contracts at these companies later, they won the majority. They now are millionaires. Persistence. The rich pursue their goals and learn from mistakes and setbacks when others would give up. This attitude comes from a growth mindset where the wealthy believe they can increase their wealth by pursuing their goals. The average Joe would blame others for any mistake and consider themselves failure rather than learn from them and move on with the lesson learned. They will get demotivated and quit, considering it a waste of time rather than keeping the long-term goal in mind. As Thomas Edison said, it's not that I'm so smart, I just found 10,000 ways that won't work. Long-term planning. You probably heard the saying, failing to plan is planning to fail. The wealthy understand this and always plan for the future. They set long-term financial goals and focus their day-to-day activities and energy on achieving them. The average Joe would think about their immediate desires like holidays, technology that would impress their friends and end up living paycheck to paycheck. This short-term focus would mean they would not be making investments for a comfortable retirement. Passive income. The wealthy understand most people like to trade time for money, but they know it has limited growth because your earning potential is capped by the number of hours you can work or limited promotion opportunities. The rich prefer to focus their efforts on passive income. They look for such investment opportunities to build wealth over time and retire early. The average Joe would be comfortable with a 9-to-5 job and not be motivated to spend time and money to explore passive income. They would rather keep their free time for family and pleasure. There is no issue with this, but this is what differentiates the average Joe from the wealthy who would be happy to spend their free time to explore these options. Entrepreneurship. The wealthy like to take calculated risks to create multiple income streams through starting side ventures. As you probably heard the saying, no risk, no reward. Entrepreneurship requires a certain mindset, which the average Joe would not possess. It requires vision, risk-taking, problem-solving, innovation, and resilience. Financial education. The wealthy like to continually improve their financial education to learn the best strategies to increase their investment returns, be tax efficient, and appropriate financial planning to pass their wealth to future generations. They seek professional advice when needed. The average Joe would not be financially literate, and you'll probably notice this in your everyday life when you talk to people who would not be familiar with financial concepts that impact their everyday life, like inheritance tax, why you should set up a trust, and what the annual allowance is for pension. I have personally experienced this with some people and it was surprising, and I don't consider myself rich. Smart saving and spending. The rich like to allocate a significant proportion of their income to savings and investments rather than spend it. They like to avoid debt and be frugal as they are focused on the long term. This was illustrated to me when I purchased my car from a dealership. I paid the majority of the cost and took a small loan where I was paying £9 a month, and the dealership informed me no one does this. Their clients put the minimum down and pay over £1,000 a month for a car for the period before returning it. So the person driving that flashy car gives the appearance of wealth because you think they own the car when they actually do not. It is really debt. We have gone through 8 areas where the rich differentiate themselves from the average Joe, and that's it for this one. See you in the next one.